I need to find out who that man is. Tell me his name. Get away from him.
You raped her.
你们是帮来 K 安办事的吗？你叫什么名字
Lim Tae Xiang.
Lim Tae Xiang.
Are you sure that's what he said?
Your permission to speak with Nakamura has been revoked.
I went to see Major Habibullah Khan with Nizar Ahmed. I could hear the words, revenge.
Very convenient that Sergeant Nisar is no longer around to contradict me.
It felt like an eternity. But in reality, it was all over in less than a minute. And in that short amount of time, someone died. Ward. Oh, God. I was just talking to him earlier. And I did nothing.
There was nothing to do, George.
No. While I was cowering, Habibullah ran into danger. Selwyn went to help his assistant. I'm sure if you two were there, you would have done something.
We'll probably be cowering with you.
Oh, come off it. You volunteered as a frontline nurse. You fought with Dalforce. You two would have acquitted yourselves better than I did.
So what happens now? With your case?
The British Army's deporting Nisar Ahmed on the next ship, out to face charges in India.
He kills people here, but he goes to court there?
Technically, he's a soldier of the British Indian Army, so the jurisdiction is there, while Habibullah is a king's commissioned officer. If you ask me, it's just an excuse to railroad Habibullah. But there might be something I can try.
Will you be going to see your client? Because I need help seeing my client.
Nakamura? But he won't see you.
George, with your help, you have no choice.
This is highly irregular.
Be that as it may, Mr. Chiang here is my co-counsel for Major Habibullah Khan now. And we would both like to see our client. We will need to speak to our client in private.
Now that is
Highly irregular, I know.
Well, what do I care? It's not like he's going anywhere. Go on then.
This is my friend, Dennis. He's your neighbor's lawyer. But Nakamura refuses to see him. So, be my guest.
Nakamura-san. Nakamura-san. It's me, Dennis. We need to talk.
I have nothing to say to you.
Then listen. And maybe after you hear what I have to say, We'll see. I came across a name. Lim Tae-seong. Who is Lim Tae-seong? Why do you keep saying his name over and over again in your sleep? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
MALAY. Don't say his name.
I just need to know who is Lim Tae-seong.
Don't say his name.
Lower your voice. Nakamura-san, just calm down.
Soldier, stand down!
It's not for this.
Take him away.
What did you do? I didn't do anything. He just went berserk.
Calm down, man.
That's what I'm trying to do.
What's going on here?
Did we not make it clear that your access to the prisoner has been revoked at his request? Which part of that statement do you not understand? And your colleague, Mr. Singham, I should revoke his access as well.
You can't do that. It's not his fault. George was still out of sorts after the shooting in the courtroom yesterday. So I offered to help him take notes. It was me. I couldn't resist the opportunity to speak to Nakamura when I found out he was just across the corridor.
From now on, Mr. Singham will speak to his client alone and with a guard at the door. And you get out of my office. Whatever it is that you are
I'd
about
like
to
to
ask,
request a postponement on
the
the
answer
Nakamura
is no.
trial. I need more time to prepare if I can't speak to him.
I just said no. In fact, I've just been asked by the prosecution to move Nakamura's trial forward, given the backlog of Japanese war criminals
can't do
they
that.
have to prosecute.
What about the fact that Nakamura might not be who he says he is?
We have witnesses who saw him torture and supervise the deaths of the victims. Whether he is Nakamura or not, your client did it.
We don't know that.
Mr. Chiang.
We don't know anything right now. Your witnesses could be mistaken, or they could be pursuing an agenda. Or
Then argue that in
to
court.
do that, I need to find out the truth.
The only truth the tribunal is concerned with is what your client did as a Kempeitai officer. Good day, Mr. Chiang.
Mark, I'm going to the office.
Oh.
Hey, June. I invited Kwang Meng over. There was a collection I wanted him to consider, and he bought it.
I also happen to find an old school yearbook from when your father and I were in school together.
Yes. Look. Yeah. See? This is your father when he was 16, and this is Kwang Meng. Adorable, right?
Sorry, I have to go.
Oh,
Mark, I think Sam is calling you. I'll see him out.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Big Ling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Your manager, Joe. Hojo. Where is he?
I don't know. Truly, I don't know. He left the club that night. I haven't seen him since. Look, if you don't believe me, come on down and take a look yourself. But right now, I'm sorry. I have to go. Thank you.
Are you proud of yourself, lying your way into prison?
Mr. Da Silva, I just came in to find out if there is any news about the fingerprints.
Nothing so far. We are searching for a possibly non-existent needle in a haystack. What are you doing?
Hopefully this would help narrow things down just a little bit.
Lim Tae-seong. You think this is him?
That's what I'm hoping to find out. If your people can't help with the fingerprints, Let's see what they can do with a name.
Let me see what I can do. After I get my other priorities sorted. The Augustine case, if you recall. Old man marries girl half his son's age. I asked you to get me anything and everything on marriage and divorce law in the Malay states and the colony by week's end.
Remember you said I could ask you if I needed help?
Sure. You can go to the library and look for the civil marriage ordinance.
Not with the Augustine case. Mark knows what happened with me. I told her. I thought I could make peace with myself, with everything, but one thing keeps nagging at me. Who? I need to know who. Hojo knows, but I can't find him, and Guan Ming can. Or he won't help me. But maybe you can.
I'm surprised they got you back into court so soon. After the shooting.
Yes, well, the powers that be are anxious to keep these trials moving. There's only a limited pool of prosecutors, so it's right back in it for me. I was in combat during the war. You would have thought I got used to being shot at by now. Yet all the time, I just kept thinking how ironic it would be to make it all the way through the war, only to die here. Poor Ward. He didn't get the benefit of a return from the dead, unlike Nisar Ahmed.
How did Nisar come back from the dead anyway?
Those idiots at the barracks just thought he was dead. And then they came to move his and Holmes's body to the cookhouse's cold room before they could get transferred to a morgue. Came back, found he was missing.
Did you know?
I can assure you I did not.
That's convenient, just like how it's convenient that
I had
my
to
client's
request an
trial
investigation
has been expedited
into this.
and how anyone who could testify on his behalf has been shipped off to be tried in India while he's tried here. I want to call Nisar Ahmed to the stand as a witness before they can ship him off.
You won't be able to testify.
Why not?
Because the bullets took out his vocal cords. And he's illiterate. He can't even write a statement. And it goes against procedure. The tribunal would never allow it.
Habibullah saved you. He jumped into a hail of bullets to save you and everyone else here, Selwyn. If it wasn't for him, this could have been you.
We need to find Hojo. Will you help us?
I don't know. I'm still waiting to see if she will start another fight again.
I won't. But I can if you want me to.
Ladies, June, if you want to find Hojo, she's our best bet.
Sorry, but I have to tell you, I really don't know where he is.
But Guan Ming does. And I know that you two are close. You can make him tell you.
Why should I do that?
I was attacked during the war.
Joe attacked you?
No. But he knows who did.
You are asking me to go against my own boss. You know that? Let's find Hojo. I hope this works. Guanming is not stupid.
No, he's not. But he trusts you. And that's what we're counting on.
Why?
Better get it going.
Wait. If we cannot take care of one problem, we take care of another.
I don't understand.
What is he doing here?
He came to tell me something. Something very interesting. Take a seat. Maybe Nakamura is not Nakamura.
Then? Who is he?
He's trying to find out. And he cannot find out if you keep going after him. Tell your man to leave him alone. Last time, they almost killed us.
What last time?
3 nights ago, you sent men to attack us. They cornered us in an alley, put a gunny sack over my head and tried to
Wait. Gunny sack is not my style, right? You are talking about Ateng.
Ateng? Who is Ateng?
He's from another group. What to do? Everybody knows your friend is defending the Japanese capital.
Look, Lai. You have to do something about it. 我见过阿丁，他是一个暴力狂，他根本就不受控制。
你要我做什么？ I don't control every group in MPAJA. It's just too big.
Talk to him. Call him here.
Where?
Please. I'll be back. Boss.
Yeah.
Just now, one of my girls told me that Joe came here about 2 hours ago.
What do you want?
He said he needs to see you urgently. And he said you know where to find him.
Okay. Thanks. Bingo. Okay, you stay here. I'm going to look around.
Hey, why don't you stay here and I go look around?
Because I said it first.
If it pleases the court, the defense petitions to have Sergeant Nisar Ahmed put on the stand today for his testimony. The witness has vital information about the case that will refute Major Naidu's testimony.
This is most irregular, Mr. Singham. The prosecution hasn't even rested its case yet.
I understand, Your Honor. But I'm asking the court to make an exception. By the time the defense is to present its case, Nisar Ahmed might already be deported. just like all the men involved who have all been shipped off at the earliest possible convenience.
Does the prosecution know of any reason why the court should not accede to the defense's petition?
The prosecution supports the defendant's petition, Your Honour.
You are certain, Lieutenant Colonel Selwyn?
The task of this trial is to discover the truth, and the prosecution relishes the chance to do so by cross-examining the witness.
Very well. Nisar Ahmed will take the stand.
No sign of him. Okay, June. June!
Where do you think you're going?
Look, Hojo, we just want to talk. Are you alright?
Why didn't you go after him?
How much? Huh? How much did they pay you to sell me out? What are you talking about? Those lawyers. They were looking for me at my hideout. Lawyers? They knew where I was. Dennis Chiang and that cousin of his. You are the only one who knows. How can they find out unless you told them? Huh? Helen!
It must be Helen. She told me you came to the nightclub to look for me.
I didn't.
Ah, now I know.
So she has turned against you, against me, against us. And now, she's helping that girl, June.
Don't worry. I'll talk to Major Jones.
We'll get that girl off your back.
What if you can't? What if she won't stop? I'm tired, Guan Ming. I've got the British after me, the MPAJA, the other Japanese haters, and now some crazy bitch who wants revenge. I want to get out.
Get out of what?
I want to get out of Singapore.
And go away?
You know, I always wanted to visit my father's homeland.
You want to go to Japan?
Yes. And you're gonna help me.
How much do you want? How much?
Everything you keep in a safe in your room. Don't try to bluff me. I keep the books. I know how much there is.
Faster!
Hey! Is that how you talk to a friend? A friend who will keep quiet for the rest of his life so that Singapore will never find out that one of their finest sons is actually a dirty rapist.
Hey!
You used me! And I used you. We've had a good run, my friend. And now, we've come to the end of our partnership.
Give me 2 days.
Tonight, at the office. And then, we'll never have to see each other again.
你要我对那些走狗仁慈一点。
我们只是希望你不要到处杀人，尤其是那些无辜的市民。
哎呀，你说你要出来谈，我给你面子啊，我来这里跟你谈。为什么旁边那个贱货一直在插嘴？
我们的目标应该都是一致的。
一致？那为什么当晚你一直阻止我杀那个律师？
他根本没做错什么事。
他在帮那些日本鬼子。
对，我找人打听过你，他们说你这3年来在巴杜巴的森林里杀了很多日本鬼子。我知道你恨死他们，我们何尝不是？可是你不用一直用暴力啊，你可以用威胁、用恐吓的，一样可以达到目的的。What's so funny?
What's funny is, I actually also ask about you. People tell me you're a hero, someone I should respect. But today I come here to find out that actually you're just a little girl.
Listen.
You listen to me. Nobody tells us what to do. So you tell your little boyfriend, watch out. Huh?
Hey.
Hey.
You don't know me, but I'm the one who gives the names of the running dogs.
I know who you are. What do you want?
I got a name for you.
你都看到了，不是不要谈，他根本都不听。
你还是要想办法治着他。
What if you talk to the higher up？
他都敢用枪指着我的头，你觉得他不敢对其他人这么做吗？
那你去保护 Dennis Chang。
你疯了吗 ？You ask me to stop threatening him, can? But no, you are asking me to protect him. 你和他到底是什么关系？
没有，什么关系都没有。I just pity him. He's just doing his job, that's all.
没有关系最好。我警告你，你最好不要再插手了。你已经帮他帮够了。
Before we proceed, I want to remind the defence and the prosecution that due to the witnesses' limitations, you are to ask only yes, no questions about facts already in evidence.
Understood, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Nisar Ahmed, according to Major Habibullah Khan's statement, you were the last person to visit him before the alleged mutiny. Is that correct? Was Major Naidu in the room with you and Major Khan as he claimed? I want to be very sure of this. You and Major Khan were alone. Was the purpose of your visit to ask Major Habibullah Khan to escape with you? And did he agree to the escape? Because, and I'm quoting from his statement, he wanted to face his accusers head on. I just have one final question, Sergeant. Did Major Habibullah Khan ever ask, order, or otherwise coerce you to kill Lieutenant Colonel Holmes? Again, I want to be very certain of this. The defendant did not at any point in time give you any indication that you should cause Lieutenant Colonel Holmes harm. And remember, you are under oath. Thank you, Sergeant.
You were with the 125th Rifle Regiment in Rangoon, with Major Habibullah Khan as your commanding officer. Yes or no? And your unit came under fire, heavy fire, from the Japanese on the 12th of October, 1944. According to this, your entire unit would have been wiped out if Major Khan had not have commandeered a heavy machine gun post and kept the enemy at bay until reinforcements could arrive. Is that accurate? So in other words, you and the surviving members of your unit owe Major Habibullah Khan your lives. And you would do anything to repay the debt and to save Major Khan's life. Including lying on the stand.
Your Honor, my learned friend is leading the witness. Perhaps he's forgotten your instruction to stick to the
Look, if I can
facts.
please finish my cross-examination.
Enough, men. If there are no more questions, the witness may stand down.
You sure you don't want to go back home?
No, the Silver wants us in by 5. Then we can go home, change, and head to the nightclub and look for Hojo.
If, in the first place, he even decides to go back there.
Well, he's not going to the hideout now that he knows that we know.
Well, he could try to go somewhere else other than the hideout or the nightclub.
So, Helen.
Don't start.
She's going through a lot of trouble to save you.
She's just a friend.
I think she wants to be more than just a friend.
Really? You're an expert at these things now, are you?
So what's stopping you?
What's stopping you? With all your suitors?
They are idiots. Helen is not. You like her, don't you?
I wouldn't say.
Come on. You can tell me there's no one around. Do you like Helen? Chicken.
What?
Chicken, chicken. Dennis is a chicken. Chicken.
Yes. Yes, I do like her. Happy now? Helen! You could have just called her. You didn't need to come all the way up. And so how did the settlement talk go?
I came here because I have an idea. We set a trap.
I asked for one more favor from Lieutenant Colonel Selwyn and got Habibullah 5 minutes with Nisar Ahmed. The last 5 minutes they will ever spend in each other's company.
Nizar.
Nizar! On your feet, soldier. I said on your feet!
Nizar. Ni anak benda. Ni Veera. என்னோட சகோதரன். நம்ம கண்டிப்பா மறுபடியும் சந்திப்போம்.
And the whole time I just kept thinking about the road that led them both here. And whether it will lead Habibullah to his grave.
You don't think you can win?
I think I've cast some reasonable doubt on the murder charge, especially with Nisar Ahmed's testimony. But
there's still the sedition charge, which carries the death penalty on its own.
Captain Leslie testified that Habibullah told his men that the pro-independence pamphlet was his. And Habibullah's sense of honor will not allow him to deny it.
You can track down the person who gave it to him. Explain how he ended up with the pamphlet.
You gave it to him?
I was trying to recruit him to the cause.
And if you admit it was you who gave him the pamphlet,
you could face a firing squad next to Habibullah.
Maybe that's what I should do. Throw myself at the mercy of the court and hope it will reduce Habibullah's sentence.
George!
Don't be rash. Think of a way to save your client's life without you sacrificing yours. After I come back.
You mean if you come back? You're really going to follow Helen's plan? Offer yourself up as bait?
I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking it's a great way to get yourself killed.
But it may be the only way to keep the MPAJ off my back. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Yeah, because I'll be there to make sure. We discussed this.
Okay. But if anything bad happens, you keep your head down and you run. June?
Is there anything else I can do?
Yes. You can pray.
Raise another glass of wine.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. See you next time.
You're here.
Yes, I am. Question is, are they?
They look like they're out for blood.
Why wouldn't they be? Helen sent her spies out to spread rumors that I'm meeting Jones here to negotiate a lighter sentence for Nakamura.
It's one way to get them here, right? They already want to kill you. At least here, we are ready for them.
Yes. Dying under the bright lights to a musical number is much better than being shot in the head in a back alley.
You can still leave now.
No. Let's do this.
Then go. Show yourself.
Where's our team?
Ming, you know why I'm here. My money, where is it?
I don't have it. But I have this for you.
The whole point of this is to get our team, not this man.
Maybe he sent his men to do the dirty work.
No. He strikes me as the type that likes to get his hands dirty.
So how? Want to go?
June, go. It's just one thing.
Tonight is a good night for me. 2 targets at the same place on the same night.
Stop!
Please. I've never done anything for you in my life.
You helped the Japanese. You are a Japanese. And you say you never do anything to me?
You're a sight for sore eyes.
June!
Get up. Looks like today's not such a good day for you.
Pressure on the wounds.
Hang in there, Hojo.
No. I'm finished.
Then do one thing right before you go.
June.
Tell me his name.
Sorry.
Tell me his name.
Please, forgive me.
June.
Tell me his name. Please just tell me his name.
Please.